My dear viewers, welcome back to Ridgy Ventures and welcome to episode 2 of my Kenya series. Do watch the previous episode, which is your ultimate guide to Kenya. In that episode, I've covered about ETA or electronic travel authorization, yellow fever vaccination, best time to travel, about currency, SIM, and discussed about various safari packages and also given suggestions about how you can do Kenya on a budget. So do watch the previous episode by clicking on the link above. In the current episode, I've covered about my journey from Bangalore to Nairobi, our accommodation in Nairobi, and our day tour of Nairobi, which included a visit to the Giraffe Centre, Nairobi National Museum, as well as the Snake Park. We wrapped up our day by visiting the renowned Carnivore restaurant. So do watch till the very end and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It gives me great motivation to see your likes and comments. I am at Kempegowda Airport in Bangalore taking an Indigo flight from Bangalore to Mumbai and then another flight from Mumbai to Nairobi. Those who are interested in my air travel experience from Bangalore to Nairobi, please continue watching, and those who want to skip this part and directly go to the Nairobi part, please do so by following the timestamp. I am at the Indigo flight now from Bangalore to Mumbai. We landed in Mumbai and going from Terminal 1 to Terminal 2. Those who are not aware, from the Terminal 1 to 2, you get this free coach service. So once you step out of the airport, do ask for the coach service. This is the waiting area for the coach service, and that's the bus which will take us to Terminal 2. As you would notice, some of the passengers are carrying their luggage with them for the coach service. For us, we didn't have to carry our luggage. Our luggage got directly checked in from Bangalore to Nairobi, as it was Indigo flight for both the journeys. We have reached Terminal 2. How vibrant and colorful the airport looks because it is Christmas time. That's our Nairobi flight. For those who are new to international travel, please note that our immigration was done in Mumbai and not in Bangalore, as our international flight is from Mumbai. Also, do note that for immigration, our ETA or electronic travel authorization was checked. Even if Kenya is visa free, you need to get your ETA done. And to know how to get your ETA done, please check the previous episode. Now let's proceed towards boarding. So this is a 5-hour long flight. Tomorrow early morning we will be reaching at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi. Now let's just enjoy the takeoff. We are going to land now. It's around 5:30 in the morning now, and I am at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. This airport is named after Kenya's first president, Jomo Kenyatta. Though there are several domestic airports in Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport is the main port of entry for all international flights. Now we are proceeding towards immigration, where our passports along with our ETA or electronic travel authorization will be checked. It took us around 30 minutes to clear immigration, and after that we went to collect our luggage. So we withdrew Kenya's shilling, Kenya's currency from the airport. Please remember to keep a receipt of all the money that you withdraw from Kenya, as your bank may later on may have some query related to them. Immigration done, Kenya shilling taken. Now it is time to go for the local SIM. So I've decided from before to go for Safaricom because of its good coverage. Please check the previous video to find out which are the other SIM providers. So we opted for an 8 GB data for 1100 Kenya shilling or around 730 rupees. And now it is time to step out of the airport. Just stepped outside the airport now, and this is how it looks, dazzlingly white. We have pre-booked a cab to our Airbnb hostess and met the driver at the arrival gate, and that's the arrival gate through which we exited a few minutes back. Entering the multi-storied parking lot now, and that's our cab. Let's get into it. Now we are on our way to our Airbnb. It is going to take us around 30 minutes. So while we are on our way, I'll tell you some facts about Nairobi. Nairobi is Kenya's capital city, is also its largest city. Nairobi got its name meaning cool water from the Maasai phrase Enkara Nairobi. The name refers to Nairobi River flowing through the city. The population of Nairobi is around 4 million. Most interestingly, there is a huge Indian diaspora, mainly Gujaratis and Punjabis, living in Kenya for generations, mainly in Mombasa and Nairobi. It is said around 80,000 people in Kenya are of Indian origin. If you want to know more about the Indian diaspora in Kenya, read this book, Indians in Kenya by Sana Iyer. It talks about how Indians came to Kenya to build railways and work as traders, and later settled as merchants, farmers, government workers, and have stayed on for generations. My dear viewers, you must know that Nairobi is globally unique as the only city with a national park within the city itself. I'm talking about Nairobi National Park, which is a sole wildlife park located within a capital city. And you must also know that Nairobi is adjacent to the eastern edge of the Rift Valley. I'll take you to the Rift Valley in the next episode. We almost reached our Airbnb apartment. Please note that the last 100 meters of the road leading to the apartment is unpaved and thus a bit rough. I thought I must tell you this in case you are staying in the same apartment. Otherwise, it was in a gated community with proper surveillance system, and we really liked our apartment. This is our pretty Airbnb. Let me give you a tour of it. This is one bedroom, and then there is another bedroom here. It has also come with a cute kitchen and a dining area. I leave details of this Airbnb in the description box. Our Airbnb hostess was quite helpful and prompt in her response. After a small nap at our Airbnb, now we are going to the Giraffe Feeding Center just outside Nairobi. It is around 30 kilometers from here. Let's see how it goes. To go to the Giraffe Centre, we have booked a cab using the Uber app. Try and either book a cab through Uber or take the help of your apartment or the hotel you are staying to book a cab for you. Try and avoid using local cabs for safety purpose. We reached the Giraffe Centre at Langata, which is in the outskirts of Nairobi, and that's the entrance. Karibu, which means welcome in Swahili. So, Karibu to the Giraffe Center. As you can see, for non-resident adult, it is 1500 Kenya shilling, and for a child between 3 to 12 years, it is 750. That's my ticket. Now, let's get inside. This is what I have been given, grass, a mix of grass and cereals to feed the giraffe. This is free. In Kenya, you would see three types of giraffes. The one which we saw in Masai Mara is known as the Maasai giraffe. Then you would find reticulated giraffe in northern Kenya. The one you see me feeding at the Giraffe Centre is known as the Rothschild giraffe. Rothschild giraffe is what you would see in Kenya, Uganda, and Sudan. The Giraffe Centre was established in 1983 in order to protect this vulnerable variety of Rothschild giraffe that is found only in the grasslands of East Africa. For over 40 odd years, the centre has saved and restored the population of Rothschild giraffe whose number had dwindled to a mere 130 in 1970s. Thanks to the tireless efforts of African Fund for Endangered Wildlife, this number has now risen to over 1,000 now. The center was started with 2 Rothschild giraffes and currently it takes care of 11 Rothschild giraffes. The center is open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., including weekends and public holidays. Female one, you know it by the softer spots, only 3 horns, and shorter in height. The males, in comparison, have darker spots, 5 horns, and taller. As a male, look at the dark spots and the horns. The one you see there is a giraffe manor where you do breakfast with the giraffe. That's Giraffe Conservation Foundation. Let's enter and learn some more about this foundation. Don't miss the center while you're in Nairobi. It's time for a snack break, and after that, let me check out this curio shop. Going out now, bye. Oh, this seems to be a favorite photo spot, and why should I miss the opportunity? After a few clicks, I booked an Uber and we started our journey towards Nairobi National Museum. And while on our way to the museum, I'll tell you some more interesting facts about Nairobi. Nairobi is known as the safari capital of Africa as it is the entry point for exploring the continent's renowned wildlife destinations. Another interesting fact is that Nairobi was established in 1899 as a rail depot as part of the Uganda-Kenya Railway. Due to Nairobi's rapid growth, soon it became Kenya's capital, replacing Mombasa, which used to be the capital of Kenya during the British regime. After Kenya gained independence in 1963, Nairobi continued to be the capital of Republic of Kenya, and with that we have reached the main gate of Nairobi National Museum. I am at Nairobi National Museum at Kipande Road. The museum was started in 1910 by a group of naturalists under the then East Africa and Uganda Natural History Society. The naturalists was looking for a place to preserve their collection of various specimens. The site for the museum was at the present Nio House, which later was too small and thus a larger building was set up in 1922 where the Nairobi Serena Hotel stands today. Later, the colonial government set aside the land for the museum construction, and thus the present day museum was commissioned in 1930. This museum is unique in more ways than one. It houses some of the world's oldest hominid specimens. By hominid, I mean great apes and their ancestors. It also houses the remains of our pre human ancestors, mostly in the form of bone fossils. Now let's proceed towards the ticket counter. As you can see, the museum is open all days of the week from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Now, regarding the charges for non-resident adult, it is 1200 Kenya shilling, and that for a child it is 600. Now, if you opt for a combo packet, which is museum as well as snake park, you need to pay 1500 Kenya shilling for a non-resident adult and 1000 for a child. Please note that the snake park is in the same premises of the museum, but you need to buy a separate entrance ticket for it. We opted for a combo ticket, and for us it cost us 5500 for 3 adults and 1 child. Now let's get inside. The museum is housed in 2 floors and has both temporary as well as permanent galleries. The permanent ones are story of mammals, history of Kenya, numismatic, cycle of life, and Asian African exhibition. I am at the Great Hall of Mammals right now, but before I tell you about the specimens on display here, let me tell you a little backstory about this museum. This museum was earlier known as Corundum Museum in honor of Sir Robert Corundum, one time governor of Kenya. After Kenya's independence, this museum was rechristened as National Museum of Kenya. Some people still refer it by this name. The museum shut down for modernization for a few years, and later it reopened in 2008, and from then onwards it has been renamed as the Nairobi National Museum. The animals that you see here are all taxidermied, and some of the specimens that I'll show you later on are from millions of years ago. And this tall giraffe is a Maasai variety of giraffe, as again the Rothschild variety that you saw earlier in the Giraffe Centre. And next to it is a very popular tusker, Ahmed, who had become a symbol of Kenya during the poaching crisis and had 2 guards monitoring it morning and evening by the then President Jomo Kenyatta. That's a gorilla. You won't find gorillas in Kenya. You won't find gorillas in Uganda, Rwanda, and Congo. They have very strong teeth as they eat tough plants. The teeth is similar to that of human beings but far more stronger. This is a skull of an African elephant. African elephant eats grass, shrubs, fruits, and vegetables. Next to it is a skull of an Asian elephant which went extinct and eats only grass. These are bats. As we know, bat is the only mammal that can fly, and this is the flying squirrel. Both bats and flying squirrels are nocturnal. These are the various types of antelopes that you see in Kenya. They use their horns for defense. I am at the Hall of Kenya now. The centerpiece that you see here is made up of hundreds of gods that are collected from 44 Kenyan tribes. These gods are used as musical instruments as well as for the purpose of eating, drinking, storage, as well as for fermenting liquor. Put together, the centerpiece shows unity in Kenya. And on this side, you see the traditional musical instrument which makes the boo sound. That's why it is known as abu. This is a traditional headdress called motonil, which is used by the Maasai and made of bird feathers.
This is a ceremonial horn. Only the regal people could keep this horn. And this one is made up of ivory and it indicates unity. Same pattern is piano, traditional wooden basket with various weaving techniques, and the material used can range from banana leaf to water hyacinth and others. And this is done by various communities of Kenya.
This is a traditional dress made from the monkey fur. Now let's go to the cradle of humankind. The reason Kenya is called the cradle of humanity is because it has a vast collection of fossil evidence. Now I am going to show you the replica of a skeleton that most tourists look forward to, that of a Turkana boy, a young boy who lived 1.6 million years ago. Turkana boy is the most complete human skeleton ever found. This is known as Turkana boy as it was discovered in 1984 near Lake Turkana. It is the most prized possession of the museum. The skulls that you see here are millions of years old. These stones are millions of years old and were used as tool makers. And that's the skeleton of a chimpanzee and a human being. A human being has 98% similarity with that of a chimpanzee. These are neither pebbles nor soil, though they appear to be so to the layperson. These are actually fossils, only a paleontologist can recognize them. I'm entering the numismatic section. Numismatics means the study or collection of coins and medals. Pre-independence East African shilling was used in Kenya, which had a sign of British monarchy. The Kenya shilling was introduced in 1996 as a replacement for the East African shilling. Now entering the section on birds of East Africa, this gallery is divided into family groups such as birds of prey, water birds and sunbirds. Let's go to the first floor now. Now entering the Aga Khan Hall, this has all the big five, by which I mean lion, leopard, African buffalo, elephant and rhino. As I explained in the earlier episode, they are called big five as hunters back in the day found these animals difficult to hunt on foot. Going to enter the cycles of life. This section is about Kenya's various communities and their cultural practices and the various stages of life that one goes through. The various items that you see here, from vessels to jewelry to dress, were given to a girl and her family for the prospect of marriage. You can see here the various hair extensions done by Kenyan women. Most of them have hair extension. It is quite interesting to see the various patterns of the extensions. That's a food jar, and next to it is an Indian jar made up of brass and copper. This was used for storing water and for washing hands. My daughter was so excited to see this outside of India. Now entering the Oman Kenya section, which has displayed cultural ties between the two countries. Now at the art gallery section. It is time to leave the museum and head to the snake park. Please keep a few hours in hand to explore the museum. If you are in a hurry, still do look out for the Turkana boy. As I had said before, it is the oldest complete human skeleton ever found. Now I am going to the snake park, which is one level down. The snake park was started in 1961 for visitors as well as a research center on reptile and breeding of snakes. It is also home for rescued and threatened reptiles. This is the brown house snake. This is a Gabon viper. This is a Kenya sandy boa. These are boom slangs. 4 to 5 in there. What are these rabbits doing in the snake park? They're so cute. Look at the witty warning there which says trespassers will be poisoned. Now I am at a small botanical garden just outside the snake park. This is a nice curio shop within the premises of Nairobi National Museum. I found the shop to be well stocked and picked up a few products from here. But the reason I remember the shop so vividly is not because of what I bought from here, but because of the kind lady at the counter. So while we were leaving the shop, my mobile was doing a reset and I was not able to use my data to book an Uber. The kind lady at the counter offered to help. She allowed us to use her mobile hotspot so that we could book an Uber. Such acts of kindness and trust in a distant land leaves an indelible mark in our memory. We just left the museum and booked an Uber to go to the renowned Carnivore restaurant. We reached the popular Carnivore restaurant at Langata Road. We were a bit apprehensive whether we will get a table as we did not do our reservation from before, but we were lucky to get a table for four. This restaurant is very popular as you get various kinds of meats here and you can see them cooked in front of your eyes. Carnivore opened in 1980 and is owned by Martin Dunford of the Tamarind Group. It is said that Dunford opened Carnivore influenced by the concept of Brazilian steakhouse. Carnivore has indoor-outdoor seating as well as a bar area. Okay,
Then here you have the chicken.
chicken.
And on that side, the far back is the pork. We put it separately because of the Muslims.
Okay.
Make sure that the pork is separate from the rest of the meat.
Okay.
Yes. Then here we have the beef.
Beef.
The beef lamb.
Okay. Okay.
And the beef lamb.
Okay. And turkey?
And
Turkey.
then we have the gammon.
Okay.
The turkey is the calf.
Okay.
Yes.
And lamb?
Lamb is here. All this is
Lamb.
lamb. These are
Lamb.
lamb legs, yeah.
Okay. And chicken is? That's it.
Yeah, it's skewers. This is chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah, it's skewers.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you.
This is more chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah, we do it like that so that the taste can go in and all the juices doesn't dry up. The juices.
And that's our platter. Okay, our platter has come. Let me explain. That one is chicken. This one is pork. That one is turkey, and this one is lamb. The food is really yummy. Very delicious. All the items very well cooked. And first time I'm having turkey. Please come to this restaurant called Carnivore. to the delectable food and the unique experience of seeing it cooked in front of our eyes. We are going back to our Airbnb by booking an Uber, and that's the end of this episode of my Kenya series. Please write to me if you have any queries related to this episode, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next episode.